Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our Classic Plastic 101 celebration build for Chris Cortell. Right now what I'm doing is I'm just going through the plastics. Right now I am looking to see what I want to keep, what I want to not keep. Of course we're going to keep this, why wouldn't we? Just got the hood out here. I do like this, makes it easier to paint. I'm going to have to remove that. See that nifty little thing in there? Yeah, we're going to have to remove that. Should be pretty easy. I'm also looking through, and let's see here. We'll start with the interior. I'm not using this bucket, or I'm not using the bench. I'm using the buckets. I think I'm using the buckets. Here we go. Here we go. The one thing that's nice about the bench is it actually comes with seat backs. The thing that stinks about the buckets, no seat backs. I mean, it's not like that's... It's an easy fix, but it almost makes me want to use the bench. I never use the bench seat. I kind of want to. It's got a nice texture on it. It's a really nice texture, actually. I don't know if I can show that off. Probably not. But it does have a nice texture on it. So do the custom, the buckets. These are pretty good seats. I don't know. Bench or buckets. Anyways, I had this out just to test fit it because we're going to be doing some stuff to the inside here. Now this, let's see if we can show this off. Alright. Right in here we have... I think this thing right here is supposed to be the hand thing. What's it called? The armrest. That's what it's called. I think that's what this little bulge here is supposed to be. This is your door handle, and these are your two windows. You have two window cranks. That's for, one of them is for little window right here, and the other one's for the main window right here. I forget. No, there's none in the back. There are the proper kind of armrests here, but there's no crank in the back. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure a Bel Air should have a crank in the back. I'll have to do some looking online. Regardless, we're going to make these cranks. They're going to be very small, but this always annoys me. Just to no end. There's just no detail there. So I'm going to build me some. It should take 2 seconds. We'll get them scaled right. We'll print them out. I think this whole tree can be painted in black. I think that's where I'm going with this. Yeah, I can paint over those shocks. Yeah. The disappointing thing about this kit is it only comes with one steering wheel, and that's the stock steering wheel right there. So we're going to print ourselves a steering wheel. I'm going to take my calipers out. We're going to take some measurements of at least the diameter of this, and more importantly of this mount back here. This is actually indented, and we're going to need to know exactly how big that is, because I think I am going to use the you know what, I mean, I can just cut the shifter part of this off, because I'm going to use the floor shifter. There is a floor shifter in here. That's something I have to look at too. Do you just punch a... Yeah, you do just punch a hole in there. You know what? I'm going to make a new floor shifter too, because I want a raised shifter. I don't just want the little hole punch. I might actually punch that out anyways, but I do want a raised shifter. It's just... Well, I mean, it's not a bad shifter, but I could build something better than this. And that's kind of how I'm going through the engine here. We've got... Well, I think I'm going to keep the blower, because the blower is pretty nice. I'm going to dechrome it. So you've got your blower, your front and back halves of the blower right here. Here's your mount right there. This will go on this, and these two go in front and back. Guys, I want to keep the blower mount, and I'm going to dechrome this. I want this to be aluminum, not chrome. I kind of want to keep the vertical stacks. The vertical stacks have a nice pattern, if you can see that in there. They actually already have a grid pattern. And unfortunately, I don't think I have the fidelity on my printer to get something that nice. So I'm probably going to keep the stacks, and I'm probably going to keep them chrome because I kind of like that. The carburetors, the dual carbs, I don't know if I'm going to keep them or not. Here's the tops of them that you mount these to this. They don't look too bad, and I can't believe they actually do have the 4-barrel on the bottom here. I'm not sure why, but they do. They're not, again, they're not too bad. I might just dechrome these and paint these gold and call them Hollies, even though they're not. So yeah, I do still like the OG Chevrolet valve covers here. They are gorgeous, and they do say Chevrolet. That's upside down. Hold up. Yeah, they do say Chevrolet on there. I do like those. I think I'm going to be going with a printed engine, though. Just because of a few reasons. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some calipering on this because this has to fit on my printed engine. I do have an engine block around here. Actually, I should just take out the engine block and look, see how that fits in there with the heads, and because the heads will be going on either side of this. There's a different style pumpkin for your rear end, your differential. I didn't even notice that till right now, because you got the stock pumpkin end cap right there, and then you got this awesome chrome custom. I think you're going to do that again in aluminum. Here's your belts. Those I probably won't be using. That's the other thing about the blower head. One of the belt connections is right there on the blower head. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to create one. Maybe I'll have to 3D print one. Maybe I'll have to. We do have some Holley carbs. A really nice Holley carb dual setup, actually. Dominators. So I might use those. I still kind of want to use these, so we'll see if we can make that all fit together. Here's our taillights. These are going to be fun because of the very nature of them. I have to cut those out and rebuild those. Same thing with the with this here. This won't be as hard though. We're going to cut these fog lights out. First, we're going to caliper the inside left and right here, ups and downs, X and Y's. And I'm going to put these in clear, and I'm going to try to get that nice pattern in there, that nice circular pattern. But otherwise, we're going to have to cut this out. I'm not sure if we're going to be cutting all these out of the grill yet. Probably not. I'll probably just wash those. Haven't decided yet. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're just kind of looking over things here and there. I don't think I'm going to like the dash. It's a nice detailed dash, but on the 57, the lights come from behind this. Or 56. This is a 56. I wonder how many times I said 57. So I'm gonna leave that bare. The kit does come with a very nice. Well, it comes with a crappy battery. Here's your battery. But it does come with a really nice and actually fairly detailed CB radio. It does actually have a couple of dials and a tuner in there, and a nice little CB handset. Anyways, so I'm gonna get to sanding these and washing these down, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm just going through the parts, sanding some of the parts. I'm gonna give them a nice bath after this. The GM trademark on the gas tank for some reason, and there's some text underneath there I gotta get rid of. It's really in there. And it's got, what date is it? 1978. It actually has a 1978 trademark in there. We'll take care of that. I got the hood. I got it cut out. I still have to go through a few more passes with some sandpaper and a file. I get that a little bit better. It's a little janky. I just use my Dremel. Just carefully cut it out. And then I went and I sanded and filed around the edges. A little bit more work to do on that. I did take off the Chevy, the badge in front. That was kind of accidental. As I was sanding, I kind of sanded away. It's really shallow. It's really easy to sand away. So I sanded some away. I said nuts. So I sanded the rest of the way. I did the same thing on the trunk. I'm kind of going with a little bit more smoother version for this car. So I sanded away everything on the trunk. The trunk's nice and smooth. Also, the Bel Air is gone from the tail here. Still on this side, I haven't done it on this side. I was going to take off all the chrome, but I think since it's going to be a black vehicle, I want something to break up the just the sea of flat black. So I'm just going to leave this chrome right in here and the chrome around here. So this kit has some flash issues. I can still see that in there. Dang it, I can still see that. Can you guys see that? Yeah, you can see it right there. That nice line right there. Yeah, it's right there. There's a mold line that's right there. It starts there and it kind of kicks into here and it gets hidden in the A-pillar here and back to the back, but then it will reappear on your tail and down into the headlight. This side had a heck of a step on it. It was nuts. But not fun to get it out. This side's not so bad. Actually, you can barely see the mold line. It's right there. You can barely see it. It's whisper thin. There's a little bit of flashing back here, but not as bad as this side. You can see the mold line up in front there too. Again, this side for some reason isn't as bad. Trying to highlight it. Getting lost in the sea of white. Something like right there. You can kind of see it right there. It goes. You can see the shadow on this side. There's a little flashing around the bulb area and the bezel. But yeah, I still got to do that a little bit. I can still see it in there. See? The whisper thin line right there? That was a lot worse. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Just doing some cleanup on the body. A little bit on the frame. I really hate the molded in exhaust. What you gonna do, right? Yeah, that's where I'm at. I think I'm gonna try to get everything in the bath today. At least all this stuff. Chrome, we're gonna have to do a little more extensive bathing, and I haven't decided what I'm gonna do yet. I might have to open up the old blender. We have a big black Chevy that's got a bunch of variations, so you have to look over all the variations. I do want to, as I said, I do want to keep those velocity stacks because they look very cool. But I might be. I think this is a stock 350 with a 400, 300 transmission. I'm not quite sure. I think that's a 400. I don't know. I can't really tell. The mold, and this has gotten really, really wonky. Yeah, I can't tell. I just might print out an engine for it because there is a metric ton of space inside the 55's engine compartment, engine bay. When me and my dad were rebuilding this, he had a fairly sizable 350 in there. And I was probably 9'10", I could still stand next to it almost. There was so much room in there. You could almost fit, two men and a small boy in that thing. So I'm not worried about space. I'm also not worried about the frame. I mean, there's plenty of space here to attach your, the mount's right there, and it's huge. I mean, it's got this huge pan right here. So I'm not worried about that. It's just getting something I actually really want. I might put a 4-speed. I might put a 6-speed in there. Again, you've got tons of space in that tunnel there, and I could always hog out a little bit more. That right there is for the shifter. We're gonna ignore that. There's a big 4 right there. Yeah, let's see how that fits for a second. Oh yeah. I guess that tunnel's internal. Haha. I am smarts. That doesn't line up very well, now does it? That pops right in there on the other side. Donut. Yeah, I got the, there's the tab on here, and there's the recess. See, just tabs in there. Oh, there it goes. For some reason it wasn't fitting in there. There we go. Okay, so, well, the tunnel, yeah, I don't like that at all. Okay, it does. Okay, this thing matches up with this thing right here, so you're not going to see a lot of that. Anyway, I do have a ton of tunnel in here, and again, pretty thick. It's probably 2 millimeters right there, 2 millimeters thick on the tunnel. So I could shave off a little bit of that if I need to. I don't think I will though. So I might put a beefier transmission on the Chevy. Probably going to use the 500. I like the 500. I like the scale of it. I like the look of it. Block isn't actually all that different from the 632, I think it is. So yeah, we're just washing parts. Or we're going to be washing parts. We're just prepping parts for wash. So I get back to work sanding this. So I'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, we are doing some measurements, some initial measurements. I went online, I got a bunch of pictures of what these little guys really look like. I discovered there's one back here, and I'm pretty sure I knew there was one back here. It's not on the model itself. They did, however, and this is pretty cool. I don't know if I can get this to show up, but you can kind of see it there. They did put the ashtray. So there is the ashtray. A little detail for the ashtray, a little rectangle there. No, not even a little for the window. I guess this doesn't have the pillars though. So I'm not sure if, well, there should be still a window there, right? If it doesn't have the pillars. Anyways, so I took some measurement with my calipers. They're already paying for themselves. I love these things. And here's what we got so far. We got the door handle. We got the large door handle, the measurements for that. It looks like most of the diameter of the round part of these are pretty much the same, so I'm going to keep them the same. They're not really. They're off a little bit here and there. I mean, IRL, they're not exactly the same size. Same thing with the diameter of the thickness of this, but these are pretty small. We're talking 2.3 millimeters for the diameter of that. So let's go up to 2.3. There we go. That is the diameter, the thickness, approximately, of the round part. So you're dealing with pretty small stuff. So there's for the window, the door handle, there's the window large, there's the window small, because there's the larger one is down here, and that's for the main window. The smaller one's for the little window here. And there's another smaller, I think it's the small one, I'll have to look again, but I think the small one is also back here for this window. So that is that. The fog lights we have in here. There we go. There's 8 rings in there. These things, these little ring details that are on the lights, you can see them there. And that is 7.21 by 4.66. Now, these are exact measurements, so when I print these out, they're going to be a little larger, which is okay, because I'm going to mount them from the rear here. So I might actually make them a little larger than these measurements, in fact, because I'm just going to mount them from the back. Or maybe I could get them in there. I don't know. They're going to be clear, so we'll have to see. But yeah, I also looked up door handles online, because I knew the door handles for there's a bunch of different door handles, and then there's custom door handles up the wazoo. There are ones without door handles, or not door handles, I'm sorry, armrests, and they kind of look like this, but I want the armrests. So I looked up what the armrests on my dad's old 56 look like. They're kind of like this shape. I got some pictures of them. They're kind of like this, and they got a little chrome doohickey on them. But yeah, they're 17.4 should do me, and they come out probably I don't want them to come out too far. Let's do some on-the-fly measuring here. Yeah, I don't want them to come out too far. So let's see about that. So let's see. Yeah, about like that. So yeah, maybe about 3.5, 4 millimeters. I think we'll try them at 4. We can always resize them. The cool thing about these are they just automatically go on. Turn them off, automatically go on. One of the cool things. So yeah, we'll see about 3. They said 3.5 looks to be pretty good. Probably want them a little bit more beefier than that, though, as far as width. So we'll see. I'm gonna get to work in Blender, and I'll be back after I've got something to show. Alright guys, I thought I would take a little break here and give a progress update. lots been going on. A lot of it's painting, some assembly. I was just going to show you something, but I didn't want to show you. I don't want to spoil the engine. The engine is really cool looking. Got body paint on the second pass of the body paint. I'm going to go back in. I'm going to, I need to wet sand that here coming up. And then, I think we're pretty good as far as paint goes. I think we're done as far as paint goes. Let me think. Pretty much, yeah. But anyways, a lot of stuff's been going down. I did get my suspension in place. I did a little bit of weathering, not much, just a touch. So this is ready to go. I'm gonna hope and pray that this we will show you the transmission. It's just, you know, an aluminum transmission. I'm hoping this matches up. Everything matches up in here. Otherwise, we're gonna have to do some editing. Could always cut this off, and if I need a longer drive shaft, I'll just print myself out one. So yeah, that's what's going on there. I did put all 4 risers on here, so she's gonna have a really nice rake when we're done. Gonna love that. Got printing done on a bunch of parts. Let's see. Let's bring in those. Here we go. So here is our chrome tree, as you can see. There is our grill, and as you can see, we have our clear pieces inset in the grill. Those are just temped in there. That's not their final resting. They're just temped just for the moment. Just wanted to test them there. Actually, I'll show you what those look like lit up, because they are really cool. Let's see here. Let me see. They look like proper fog lights. Hey, let's turn on some lights. Those deserve. Actually, let's turn off some more lights. I thought that'd be enough. No. Let's see if this is enough. All right, there we go. That's kind of what the fog light's going to look like. You can see I got those, it's going to look like right about there. But you can see I got those little, whatever they are, circles in there. Yeah, so that's what they're going to look like. Very cool. I'm so happy with how the grill turned out and those clear pieces turned out. So that's the grill front. I still have some stuff to do in here. I still want to, I want to paint the recesses of these wheels black, or these rims black, and then just so that the highlights, I think that's what I want to do. I don't know. I'm going to try some black paint in there like I did here. I have to go over the grill one more time. There are still some places in that grill. It looks pretty good on camera, but there's a piece right there. You can see a little chrome underneath there. Otherwise, that looks pretty good. So I just took some flat black, put it in there, and then when it was dry, just took a Q-tip and wiped the top off. Easy technique. I think everyone knows about that, just in case you didn't. So that's there. Today, I had a goal, and that was to get the interior bucket done, and I did. Oh yeah, the other thing. Our rear lights, our tail lights. Here are the clear pieces, painted red. Here's what they look like in clear. Just in case you were wondering, I did cut out our taillights. I made a boo-boo, I think, on this one. No, on the other one. I cut it out a little too big, so I don't know. I'm going to have to fix that. But anyways, that is, let's stick that in there the correct way. It'll stick out a little further than that, but that's kind of what I'm going for. So yeah, this one right here, I'm trying to fix with a little super glue. I got a little wonky with the pin vise, and right there I kind of kicked it over to the side, so I'm gonna have to fill that with a little super glue. I got the first layer on there. We're gonna go for another one. But anyways, yeah, super excited. Interior bucket is done. It's beautiful green. This is lime green. This is Rust-Oleum. Is this lime green? Key lime. Key lime. This is pretty close to the Mopar lime, the Sublime. Pretty close. For our steering wheel, I did create a steering wheel. I took this steering wheel, I took my handy dandy calipers, and I created this right here. As you can see, it's about the same size. But yeah, I wanted a racing one in there. And I do have another one here. I got this one I liked. the chrome. I was like, yeah, I'll do a chrome. But then I said the interior's good, doing this green thing. So I'm going to do this green thing on the steering wheel. So it's green. You can see our amazing little door handles right there. See, doesn't it look way better? The 3D printed out than those stupid shallow details. I even got one back here, right there. A little bit of detail on the dash there, not too much, but yeah, I love those. That's my favorite part of the interior right there, and our armrest too. I made those real quick. Took 2 seconds. You can see on this side too. You got everything working in there. Yeah, those are really cool, and our back ones there too. So yeah, happy about that. That is done. So, next up is, as I said, the body, getting that done, or rather getting it wet sanded. And here's some just example prints of those door handles. Pretty easy, little door handles. That's about in scale. They're just a touch above scale because I don't know, just a touch. I think they look pretty good in there though. I'm liking it. Yeah, so I'm gonna get back to work on my the car body and the engine. I want to get the engine done here, maybe tonight. I don't know. I got plans. Got to exercise, and then we'll see if I'm gaming tonight or not, and that will determine whether or not I get any more work done on the body. Looking pretty good though. Yeah. So I'll be back with more stuff. Alright, we have our engine assembled. It is done. We have our velocity stacks. We have our riser, our low profile riser with our Holley Dominators, our 572 valve covers, our 400 transmission, and our low profile oil pan. There are 4 colors on here. The 4th color being the velocity stacks. The chrome on here is the tester's chrome. The rattle can, this guy, old rattle can of tester's chrome. The reason I like this chrome, well, this chrome sprays too fast. I forgot about that. You gotta have either you gotta have a really good hand with this paint, or just decant it and spray it out of your brush. Because it is a slippery devil. Let me tell you. I had to repaint the oil pan twice, and I still screwed it up and got my fingerprint in there. It's still pooled, and there's a big old fingerprint right there. That's gonna be mounted. You're not gonna see that. A little bit of blah back here and a little bit of pooling, but I'm gonna cover that with some weathering or not care about it. I haven't decided yet. Anyways, this is kind of like a 60s, 70s kind of chrome, or 50s, 60s kind of chrome, where it's shiny, but it's not that mirror coat like you can see on the velocity stacks, and that's the Molotow pen. So I kind of like the duality of that. The Molotow pops a little, and then you got the nice subtle kind of chromy, almost a little bit shinier than brushed aluminum, I'd say, just a touch. You can see it pinging off the light there. Anyways, I like how this turned out. I even got some of that the grading inside the velocity stacks. You can see it barely. But yeah, these are a little too big. I'm gonna have to refine the shape a little bit. I kind of want the bottoms here a little bit, the diameter of the bottoms here just a touch smaller. And maybe I want them taller. I don't know. I'll keep refining these. I might make several velocity stacks for multiple different carburetors. Right now we only have a couple of variations of the Holley Dominator. We're gonna have to up our carburetor game. But yeah, this is pretty much ready to go. All I have left are the headers, right there. These are the headers. These long ones. This is our header pack, part of our header pack. We have a bunch of different headers. Where did I put those? Did I put them here? No, that's not them. There. You can see you got a bunch of. Well, there's a bunch of stuff in here, but yeah, I got some headers in there. There's several different style of these kind of headers. I think some of the dumps are actually different. These are the round dumps here. I think we actually have square dumps too, but they're kind of similar. The length and sort of the shape is a little different. These are the shorties. Here's some long guys right here. I was going to go with the long ones. I think we're going to go with the short ones just because of my real estate. Bring in the frame here. So here's what we got going on without the headers. And I could fit that in there just fine, but I know the headers are going to bump up against the engine mounts, which are these two little tabs. So I think we're going to say nuts to these tabs, get rid of those two tabs right here and here, and I think that's the only way we're going to mount or get any style of header to get in there. Not exactly built for this engine. It's built for a 357, which is a lot skinnier than the big block, especially the transmission. The transmission is skinnier and a little bit longer. It's a stock transmission. That looks like a stock transmission. Yeah. You bring in the 350 that's stock with the kit. Yeah, it's a little longer of a transmission. You can see the bell housing up there, and it goes all the way to there. And there's your 350 block. Giant oil pan on that block. So, whoop. Didn't mean to hit the camera. But yeah, so we're just going to have to finagle everything in place. Something happened when I painted my headers, though. You can see it got a little crunchy. The paint got really crunchy. And normally I would get rid of that, but I think I might keep it. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. I do have a couple of spares of all these headers. So I might actually take some craft paint and paint some up. The look I was going for originally was kind of a gloss white. So I don't know. I kind of like this. It kind of looks like some heat coating. Some like industrial strength heat coating. Almost like a powder coat. Or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It looks like heat coating. Or stuff. I don't know. Haven't decided. Anyways, that is our engine. And that is where we're going to call the video this episode. Because I don't really have a ton to do left on this, you guys. As far as painting, it's all assembly. And this was a big piece of assembly right here. Our engine was another big piece of assembly. And we really don't have a lot to do. I have some touch-up paint to do on our chrome tree. And I have, I still have to wet sand the body. And I noticed the hood, I had it drying vertically. And some of the paint pooled like in one of the corners of the hood. So I got to take care of that. And then a little wet sanding on the roof of the car and the trunk lid. And that's it. And hopefully that'll be my last coat of paint will go on there. And we'll be good with that. So yeah, that's all I have to do for paint. And then it's just all assembly. And I want to dedicate a video to the lighting we're going to do. Because we're pretty much there with the lighting. It's all going to be mounted inside the body of the car. But we're gonna run it to a battery. And I gotta find a battery clip. I gotta find a battery clip. I know I have one. I just gotta find it. Actually, should have a couple. And we're gonna put the battery. We got a ton of space in the trunk actually. And this goes up here, and then we got all this space back here for a little 3-volt battery and a switch. And I'm gonna use one of my micro switches that I have tons of. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Get out of there. So yeah, I kind of want to dedicate a video to that kind of stuff. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to call it here. I'm going to say thanks for watching, you guys. And I will catch you next time on the build, hopefully for the final part. Let's wrap this puppy up and get it done. All right. All right, guys. Check you later.